chosen ones, empaths, and all the genuine souls out there, you realize when you've gone your separate ways from the narcissist that was involved in your life, you've gone your separate ways. It takes a lot. These interactions you've had with them after, right? Perhaps they've tried to hoover you indirectly, directly baited you, contacted you fake profiles, whatever. This sets an indication that you're weighing heavily on their mind, to say the least. But really what's going on is they're fantasizing about you. Okay? Many of you have reached that place, and many of you are on the way to get there. So you'll know this is going to occur when you do get there. You've reached a place of being done with the narcissist. They know there's no way back, right? It doesn't even have to be that they've literally outwardly said they're sorry, an acknowledgement of the error of their ways, and they try and make amends with you. It doesn't have to be like that. It could be anything that just occurred, any bizarre sort of hoover, indirect hoover baiting or whatnot that's occurred can show that you were weighing heavily on their minds. But really what's been going on is they've been fantasizing about you. It took a lot for them to even reach out, for the ones that did. And I want to say to you that ones that haven't heard from the narcissists that are involved in your life, the ones that you haven't heard from them, it's been silent, they ghosted, whatever. They've also run into situations same as these other ones I was discussing. They're just less extroverted, say, where they're not gonna speak out. Okay, but they're all suffering with rumination, and they've both run into these dusty new suppliers. Okay, that's the situation they're facing, and some of them are actually trying to bridge that gap in a weird way. It could be a bizarre hoover. Some of the most strangers is bizarre indirect or direct hoovers, just weird stuff, right? This is them trying to bridge that gap. But there is also the ones that just stay quiet, and they opt for a strategy. They're very strategic narcissists. They opt for a strategy of staying quiet to bring you in a vulnerable position for you to let them back in your life, which is what happens to many of you as well. But you should all be heading for that place of where many of you are, of where you're completely done with them. I see it in the comment section. People are saying, yeah, done with them, saw them do this, done with them. You know, I see it frequently in the comment section. So many of you are done with them, and you're still benefiting from the videos because you're getting insight into, not just on our channel here, but other channels alike. You're getting insight into the behavior of the narcissists and whatnot. So just realize that you become this object in the mind of where you're unreachable. They can't get you, you know. You become, it's very hard for them to take, you know. They become someone who they can't you can't reach. They can't reach, sorry. You become someone they can't reach, and they just fantasize, and this causes a hindrance in their new relationships with new suppliers and their family and at work and everything. But they are severely ruminating about you, intensely ruminating about you. Do you know how much of a blow it is to their ego? They're very ego driven, where you've accepted that the relationship is over and you're going in your own direction. You know, you've battled through the dark nights, dark night of the soul. You've gone through that, and you've emerged, you know, shining brighter than ever before, right? And those of you that are still on the work in progress, you'll get there as well. It's naturally going to happen, right? This is God or the universe putting you on the right path after this abuse that you've gone through. This is part of their karma. You know, it's intrusive thoughts. They don't want, you know, they're battling to try and forget about you. You know, they're battling to try and forget about you, indulging in drugs or alcohol, or indulging in promiscuity or new supplies and friends, and they're trying to distract their minds. And a lot of you get hurt when you see them trying to distract their minds with all of this outlandish behavior that they post on social media and that. You know what I'm saying? You're weighing heavily on their minds, and I don't know if it has to take you to hear from them in some sort of way, or some of you are even holding on for that declaration of love and them to say that they're sorry. Some of you still hold on for that, right? And you know, that's what you need to let go of. You know, I can understand you being there. But many of you have accepted that you don't want them back and you want nothing to do with them. So that's the direction that you all want to be heading in. You're indifferent. You don't want to hear from them. You don't want to talk to them. Those of you that have children with them, you're grey rocking. You're maybe using parallel parenting. You're phasing them out. You don't engage in conversations. Maybe you're communicating them only by text or only by app. And it could be beneficial for you, you know. So this will be beneficial for you. But once they know they can't have you back, you become that fantasy. Like I've said in my early videos, I used to say it's more likely they can DM 1,000 A-list celebrities and get a date, you know, and you wouldn't be bothered by it. You wouldn't be fazed. You wouldn't feel like, oh no, they've done better. You know, you wouldn't think like that. That's the place you need to be. Okay? Because that's how desperate they will become. You know? Especially, they start to fade anyway after they lose the chosen one, the empath and the genuine. So they start to fade out. They start to look different. They really do fade out. So they might become desperate where they do start DMing celebrities or whatever. I don't know what these people do on social media. I'm joking. But you know, like you wouldn't be fazed, you know, if you saw them on TV with, you saw them on TV with some celebrity, you wouldn't be like, oh man, they done better. You'd be like, thank God they're gone. Like that's the mindset. You need to detach from this person emotionally from every angle, right? So where they can't get to you no more. For as long as it's been going on when you was involved in a relationship in their life, they had ways to get to you. They had ways to irritate you. They had ways to infiltrate your life. They had ways to you know, to make your prominent thoughts be weighing on your mind about them, be scared, be in fear, walking on eggshells. Like, even though they walk on eggshells, but they still make you tiptoe around sometimes. And you know, it's abusive, the mirroring, the devaluation, everything like that. So if you can reach this place, you know, and the narcissist knows that they can't get you back, you know, that's the best place to be in. You know, and you don't need to be prideful about it. You've got your reasons. They are abusive. They were deranged. You know, and don't resist that. That's the fact. That's what's happened, right? So you have to go through the dark nights and detach from the love and detach from the soul ties. Like I say, envision a string between you and them and envision it being cut, and know from that point forward that it's a visualization technique, right? I think that's the best way to do it. You have to be strong enough in your mind. I believe you're all strong enough in your mind to do that, right? And that sets an energy shift anyway, I believe. That sets an energy shift when you do that, because you've made a sincere intention to the universe or to God about the way that your life's going. Such as what is put in place in relationships of, you know, before, it was more common, people got married and things like that. You actually have a process of divorce. You have that process to go down. These, you know, situationships, relationships, boyfriend and girlfriend or whatnot, it doesn't give you that finality. So that's another aspect. So I'm not saying pro-marriage and all that. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just saying you have a phase to go down with divorce and when you're married, right? But also then that can bring a whole load of other problems when you're married, because you have to deal with finances and selling the house and all of that stuff. So that comes with, it has its negatives as well. I'm just saying that what some sort of negatives that you have when you're in a situationship or a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship is you don't have that finality. And 1 minute this person's so prominent in your life, and next minute they're gone. So really, look, all I'm saying is, once the narcissist knows they can't get you back, they fantasize about you. They think about you a lot. They ruminate about you a lot. Okay, and this is what they do. This is what they do. You become that object in their mind that they can't get back, right? And that's the place that you all need to be heading in. Just it's all about acceptance. Accepting this person is to be done with. You know, I want you all to get there. So I'm speaking to all of you, really. Though some of you may be listening that have actually made this move. Some of you are listening maybe who are in the beginning of your journey. It's not a race, right? Collectively, as empaths and chosen ones, genuine souls, you're all going in the right direction. And, you know, whether you listen to me or not, you're going to get better, right? You're going to get better. Promise you. You know, you're going to get better. But but also what you have to understand is, when you start to think, oh, these videos are a waste of time, or things like this, or reading a book of narcissism is a waste of time, or other channels are a waste of time, you know, you can take breaks and stuff, but honestly, it's good to keep refreshed about this narcissism stuff. Reinforce it. And I'm not just promoting the channel. I'm just saying that you can be away from a narcissistic relationship for a long period of time, and you meet someone new, and they're an even worse narcissist. Right? So, walk in your awakening. Right? You need to walk in your awakening. Think every day. Give thanks, like, to whatever you believe in. Universe, God, whatever you believe in. Give thanks to something that you're away from them. You know, they're users, they're liars, they're deceivers. You honestly don't want to be part of that. Alright? So, let them fantasize all they want. You know? Important point. It totally slipped my mind. They can fantasize about doing not just like lovey-dovey things and that, like being back together and all that. They can fantasize about coming back to hurt you more. And things like that. Getting back involved in your life to deceive you and then hurt you more. Right? Because they want to finish you off. That's their objective. Why didn't I say that earlier? I do apologize for those of you that have maybe already had something to do and ended the video or whatnot. Yeah, so I'll leave this video here. I pray that you can all see and get to that point of understanding that this lifestyle that a lot of you witness they're leading now with these new supplies, changing their look, doing all this stuff, it's a drastic attempt at trying to forget about you. Right? They're trying to forget about you. They can't forget about you. They don't just they might switch off, like physically in motion, like totally discard you, not talk to you again. But your memory lives on inside them, in their soul, in their spirit, right? It lives with them, you know, because the main factor of why this occurs, they finally get this realization. For those of you that say they don't get the realization, it's when they try the same tactics on these new supplies, and that's why I'm saying it's a complete waste of time. The whole let me just say this again. You're gonna take it wrong. It's not a waste of time because you learn lessons and everything like that from being in a narcissistic relationship. But I'm saying it's a waste of time, in the sense that they were never going to get the realization the longer you stayed around them of your value, of your worth. Despite the initial effect that you had on them, the significant impact that you had on them at the beginning days, that does fade, and they forget, they get ungrateful, selfish, right? And they don't appreciate. So it takes them to go to these new suppliers to get the transition in their minds about your worth. So this is why it's really you know, I don't know how I'm going to try and promote this. It's someone else's idea, but celebrating the date of the discard, celebrating the date of the reverse discard, reaching that place, literally celebrating that day. Like, you need to get it into your mind. You're thankful to be away from them. They're no good rotten souls. You need complete acceptance of that they're no good rotten souls. You know, dusty weirdos, as I like to call them, disgusting parasites. If you can get acceptance of all of this, you'll be in a better place. So I hope you'll get there. I pray you'll get there. You will all get there eventually. It's just different times, you know. So I'm speaking to all of you in this video. All of you on your different journeys. I hope this video helps. Take what you can from it. I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.